Hello everyone, happy Monday the 3rd of March. So we've got 3 today, so it's a bit of a portal energy day for you, all about communication and stepping into your magic. So I hope that you are all well. Alvin Jennings here, your spiritual guide and empowerment coach, coming in with the forecasted energies of the week so that you can navigate the week ahead and use the energies to your advantage, or you can at least understand what's going on if you're feeling a certain way, or if you're feeling frustrated or something not quite going the way you had hoped, right? So, this week promises to be a positive week, you'll be glad to know. One of the major shifts was last week, Mars went direct. Now, Mars helps to spring us into action when it's direct. Um, Having said that, it takes a little while for us to feel the effects. So it may well be that you're thinking, well, Mars went direct last week and I'm not feeling any different. But you should start to feel a difference more this week as it becomes more kind of it sort of goes into a shadow phase first, I understand. So once it starts coming out of the shadow phase of going direct, you just start to feel its impact. There's a real momentum feeling this week where you want to, um, or where the energies are really supporting you to take action. All right. We're coming up to the spring equinox, not till the 20th of March, but we're starting to lead into that energy. And the spring equinox is essentially the start of the astrological new year. So, although we have our traditional new year in January, the spring equinox is kind of our reset, right? So, you know, depending on where you are in the world, I know the weather's improved where I am. You can definitely start seeing signs of spring, and it just feels like we are now seeing more light coming in, like physically, and we are moving forward. Now, that might not be exactly what's happening where you are weather-wise, but that's the feeling I'm getting. Um, so we've also got quite a powerful thing happening. I think it's midweek with Mercury. I believe that's going into Aries. Now, Mercury rules the mind, also rules like communication and taking action. So you might sort of feel like you want to do so much as well this week with Mercury doing that, because Aries is an action taker. Um, but just be careful you don't get overwhelmed and take on too much. Also, there's something here about, because Mercury is about communication, about wanting to say something, wanting to get something out into the open, which is great. Do that. But just be careful you don't go over the top. All right. Um, Aries are really good at expressing themselves and um, taking on lots of things, but sometimes they can be a little bit blunt, shall we say. No offense to my Aries friends. um, so just be careful, okay, that you don't say too much. I also feel like there's lots of it's a great week for lots of ideas coming in, lots of inspiration. So again, if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with it all because there's too much coming in, then write it down, journal it, and then really feel into um, which sort of idea, inspiration, goal feels aligned. Okay, because don't forget, this is still all about what feels right for us. We should now be moving away from our brain making all the decisions, our mind talking us out of things and making problems where there aren't any. So, where if you really feel into it, so you might have a list of ideas and then really go deeper, feel into those ideas, which ones feel more aligned, which ones are you getting a definite yes for, which ones are maybe having to pause, and which ones are you getting a no for, and do it that way, because otherwise you could get a little bit overwhelmed. um yeah, there's There's also sort of truths being revealed this week. So not only are you might be speaking your truth, but you might suddenly see the truth of something as well. What I'm being shown is, we all want to take that next step, that real step into our purpose, our passion, what we're here to do. And this is what's, we are, the way is being paved for that. But just, but what we're also being shown, sorry, is what is it that keeps getting in the way of that? Now, often it's just, quite happy really here in my own comfort zone. And, we say we're frightened sometimes of things not working out, fear of failure, but often it's the fear of success that gets in our way. So is it that maybe? Or is it just something you've been telling yourself for so long you fully believe it now, but actually it's not really true? So some deep diving would be good in relation to, what you're telling yourself. And it will be a familiar pattern, a familiar story that's keeping you stuck, right? Because you are ready for your next big step, for your next piece of the puzzle to start to take effect. Maybe not this week, but it's certainly coming, and you can be sowing the seeds this week. What is it you really need to let go of? For me, quite often it's self-sabotage. I'll be doing something quite well, and then something like my mind will take over and I end up sabotaging whatever I'm doing, which is ridiculous when you say it out loud, but it's true. So is it that maybe? So just really look deeply into that. There's also the feeling, because we're still in sorry, I'm really realizing I'm talking very fast. Sorry. So we're still in Pisces season, so don't forget that's the dreaming, the intuition, the knowing. So that's very strong as well. So you've got a lot of Aries influence, a lot of Mercury and Mars supporting you, but you also need to check in with your Pisces intuition. So just remembering that we're here to feel into what feels right rather than think about what's right. Okay, because we can drive ourselves mad, can't we, with the pros and cons of everything. So journaling this week would be amazing if you can. Spending some time with yourself, journaling. If you're having a lot of ideas and inspiration, write them down, filter them, use a pendulum. If you know how to use one, get yes and no answers. Just tune in with your heart. If you've got a set of oracle cards or something, maybe mine, they can help you with making decisions, right? So it is a very transformational week, actually, and you're going to really see where you want to be heading, all right? But you're also going to see what's been holding you back. That's okay, Kez. Thanks for being here. I'm glad it's sunny. Yeah, it's sunny here. Yeah, cold, but I just love seeing the sun. It's just so nice. I think it lifts everybody's spirits, doesn't it? I think because we've had such a lot of grey days, or we certainly have here where I live in Hertfordshire, and now it's bright, it's beautiful. Yes, I don't really think, I'm not feeling that I really need to bring my guides in and channel them live, because I'm feeling like that's everything. We had a chat before I came on, so this is all the information they gave me, and I also, the astrology I kind of read up on, so I know about it. And then the card from my deck that's come up for us for this week to help us with all of these energies is actually releasing guilt. Okay, so I thought, well, what does that mean? Because we're meant to be stepping more onto our, path and taking the action to get there. So maybe some of you are holding on to some sort of guilt. Maybe some of you are fearing, because guilt sort of comes from fear, doesn't it? So is it that you just need to release the guilt of wanting to do what it is you're here to do? Is it to do with releasing the guilt about feeling like you need to do other things first rather than concentrate on yourself? So just think about that, how that might apply to you. Yeah. And it's number 8 in the deck. 8's about prosperity and success. So there is a feeling within me that there's things holding us back collectively. Well, it's probably all be slightly different, but this is the one that came up. So where is it you're feeling guilt? It's a wasted emotion. We don't need to feel guilty about anything, to be honest. I think you need to give yourselves permission to succeed, permission to really step into that new version of you. You know, are there things in your life where, you know, you get so far and then you don't go any further and you're like, oh, it's that pattern again, but you might not actually consciously think it's that pattern again, but you feel it and you notice it. So really sit with that if you feel that coming up this week, because that will show you what's really been going on for you, perhaps over a long time. And you know, and we really do need to let go of these things, because if we don't, then they'll just come back, or they just won't go away, and we think we're making progress, and then wham, this limitation comes back. Okay. Feeling guilty is annoying, in that feeling guilty over something. Yeah, I know, it is annoying. But I something we seem to be programmed to do, to feel guilty that we're not doing enough, or feel guilty that we're doing too much. I don't know. It's whatever it feels, you know, for whatever feels for you, you know, wherever you recognize that. And I think there will be an affirmation. And yes, I know I created these cards, but I can't remember what it was. So just looking in the guidebook. Yeah, so I mean the you know, the guidebook is, what do you feel guilty about? Why are you being so hard on yourself? Guilt is an emotion. It occurs when you feel that you could have done better or made a different choice. In these circumstances, it's good to acknowledge your mistake and then forgive yourself. You may also carry guilt which occurs when you fear judgment from others. Now, I think this is key. To be honest, you know, we always often worry, don't we, about what others might think. Or perhaps you don't want to let someone down. Does someone in your life expect something from you and feel that you aren't fulfilling those expectations? Perhaps you feel guilty because you fear that now you might not be good enough in their eyes. And then it goes on to say, please also know that your soul has a different choice for you, which is to be in greater alignment with what you want to be or do. You do not need to hold on to this negative emotion. As you've released this guilt, you will enable yourself to move forward. So there's definitely something there, isn't there, about fear of something, right? And it could be fear of judgment. So the affirmation is, I release any guilt I feel so I can move forward. So that's nice and simple, isn't it? I release any guilt I feel so that I can move forward. And then just a reminder of the 3 evenings I'm running. One is on the 13th of March. The first one's on the 13th of March, and that's when I take you on a journey up to the galactic realm, to the Galactic Council, and you'll receive various activations and healing so that you can actually get out of your own way. And then the second one is an evening of diamond light healing, which that's in April. And then in May, we're going into your Akashic records, all of which are to get you as clear as possible, moving all these blocks you might have in time for the second half of the year. And I think the evening on the 13th will really help with our spring equinox reset. And you can just come to one, which is £36, or you can sign up for all 3, which is £90, so a saving, I think, of £18. You're going to So yes, so if you feel that you could do with an extra boost, then those evenings are really great. I've run them before and they are really powerful. So if you feel like you need some support or you just want some healing and some answers and clarity, then they'll be really good evenings for you. Okay, Kez says she's going to journal on that with the affirmation. Brilliant. Diamond light healing. Diamond light is beautiful light frequency that comes from source, and I'm able to channel that through. So in that evening, I think that one's in April, sorry. You receive this beautiful healing with this diamond light. So that's what that's all about. It's really powerful. Okay, so I hope that helps. Thanks, Kez, for your comments and for being here. And thanks everybody else as well for, I know a lot of you watched the replay. I appreciate it. So yeah, maybe do what Kez is going to do, which is journaling on everything and maybe using that affirmation about releasing guilt. All right, take care everyone, and I'll be back next week. Bye for now.